Okay, let me ask you something. Does your heart absolutely sink every time your phone rings, even when it's someone you actually like? If you said yes, you're not rude and you're not antisocial. It just means your brain might be wired a little differently. Today, we're going to dive into the surprising psychology behind why you and so many of us ignore phone calls.
Right, let's set the scene. You're focused, you're calm, maybe you're just enjoying a rare moment of quiet. And then, bam, that jarring ring just shatters your peace. For a lot of us, that sound doesn't signal connection, it signals an immediate spike of anxiety.
I mean, does this sound familiar? That feeling of staring at the screen, literally just waiting for it to stop ringing, with your thumb hovering, ready to type out what's up? Yeah, it's basically a modern-day ritual for so many people. Let's get into exactly why that is.
So often, society slaps a label on this. You're antisocial, you're rude. But you know what? Psychology tells a totally different story. It suggests a mind that isn't rude, but protective. Not anxious, but deliberate. And not antisocial, but actually a deep thinker.
So, what's really going on here under the hood? Look, it's not about avoiding people. It's really about how your brain is built. A sudden phone call isn't just a simple interruption. It's like a direct challenge to your mind's entire operating system. And this brings us to this key concept called cognitive load. Just think of it like the RAM on your computer. It's your brain's available bandwidth. When you're focused, that RAM is being used super efficiently. An unexpected phone call? That's like someone forcing your computer to open 20 new tabs all at once. It forces you to drop everything you're doing and reallocate all your mental resources in a split second. And this process right here shows exactly why that feels so wrong. See, deep thinkers tend to prefer what psychologists call System 2 thinking. That's the slow, analytical, and deliberate part of your brain. A phone call demands an instant System 1 reaction, the fast, intuitive part. It completely robs you of that mental pause you need to analyze, reflect, and then give a considered response.
Okay, so we know what's happening in the brain, but why does this lead to just ignoring the call altogether? Well, it turns out there are 4 really powerful psychological reasons. Let's break them down.
First up, it's all about control. A phone call is an immediate, unfiltered demand for your attention. It basically forces you to perform on the spot, with absolutely no prep time. For a mind that really values thinking things through, that feels like a cognitive ambush.
And this is why texting feels so much better, right? It's not just about convenience. It's a tool for cognitive control. It gives you the space to actually gather your thoughts, choose your words carefully, and present the version of yourself you want to present, not the one that's been flustered and put on the spot. The second reason is actually a really powerful protective mechanism. If you're an overthinker, you know that a clumsy conversation doesn't just end when you hang up. Oh no. Your brain replays it and analyzes it and pretty much tortures you with everything you should have said. That's called rumination.
So, when you let that call go to voicemail, you're not just avoiding a conversation in the moment. You're actually preventing a future stress loop. You're strategically creating the space you need to respond in a way that your future self won't be cringing about later. Okay, number 3, you are protecting your social energy. Your social battery is a real thing, and spontaneous interactions, especially phone calls, can be incredibly draining. You might be deep in the zone on a project or just enjoying that quiet solitude your mind needs to recharge.
Exactly. It feels like this jarring, invasive disruption to your inner world. It yanks you out of your carefully managed focus and throws you into a high-pressure social situation that demands energy you didn't plan on spending.
And finally, we've come to the most empowering reason of all. You are enforcing your boundaries. I want you to hear this. This is not passive avoidance. It is an active choice about who and what gets immediate access to your mind.
Every single time you let a call go to voicemail, you're practicing emotional independence. You're reminding yourself that you are the gatekeeper of your own peace. You get to choose where to invest your attention, and you get to choose calm over chaos. You know, just understanding the why behind all this can be so liberating. But turning that understanding into action, that's where you find true peace. So let's shift from the psychology to a practical guide for setting some healthy digital boundaries.
But before we get to the how, just take a moment here. I want you to actually think about this. What are your personal triggers for social overload? Is it calls during work hours? Is it late at night when you're finally trying to unwind? Knowing your specific triggers is the absolute first step to protecting your energy.
Okay, let's talk strategy. These are your tools. First, let calls go to voicemail. And, this is key, let go of the guilt. That's what voicemail is for. Second, communicate your preferences. A simple, "Hey, I'm terrible with surprise calls, but I'm great over text. What's on your mind?" can work wonders. This isn't an excuse. It's an instruction manual for how people can best connect with you. If a call is truly necessary, schedule it. This gives your brain the prep time it craves. And finally, protect your deep focus time. Use that do not disturb mode without a single apology. It's essential.
So, let's start to bring this all together. The goal here isn't to change who you are. Not at all. It's to understand and fully embrace your natural processing style, and to finally stop apologizing for it.
This right here is the most important takeaway. Please let this sink in. Your preference for a pause is not a flaw, it's a feature. Your mind is built for deep, thoughtful, and deliberate engagement, not for knee-jerk reactions.
So, the next time you watch that screen light up and you choose not to answer, remember this: you are not broken. You are not difficult. You are simply giving your wonderful mind the space it needs to thrive.
This knowledge is a tool, and a powerful one at that. It gives you permission to build a life that actually honors your cognitive needs instead of constantly fighting against them. So I'll leave you with this. What's one small boundary you can set today to protect your peace?